What you're looking at here is the top of the Janome Sew Mini. And what we're going to do is we're going to wind a bobbin first. That's the first step in threading the machine. You're going to need to make a bobbin. And you can either make a bobbin in the same color as the thread that you're using, or you can use a complementary color, so on one side it will be one color and on the other side it will be a different color. Now I'm going to start by using red thread, even though that's not the color I'm going to be using when I show you how to sew. I'm using red here so that you can clearly see the threading path up against the white machine. Now to begin, when you first open the machine, this is your spool holder, and that was like that when you opened the machine. You want to press that forward to open that up. And then your thread is going to come off the spool clockwise. Can you see that? It's coming off the spool clockwise. And then you're going to pop that onto the spool holder. Now next, you're going to use the thread guide, and that's this piece right here. You're going to bring the thread behind the thread guide and then up through the slit like that, and then you're going to go around the disc. So you can see it goes from the back of the machine up through this slit and then around this disc. Then the next step is to get a bobbin, one of the empty bobbins, and there's a little hole in the bobbin. You're going to pull the thread through that little hole, and then pop the bobbin onto the bobbin winder spindle like that. Takes a little bit of pressure, and that's okay if it takes some pressure. And then push it to the right up against the bobbin stopper here. Then, using your pedal, you're going to start to wind the bobbin a little bit, and you're going to hold the thread up tight like that, and then go ahead and start winding. Now once you've wound a little bit of thread onto your bobbin, you can take a pair of scissors and just cut away that excess thread. You won't be needing that. Then you can finish winding the bobbin. Now, when the bobbin is completely full, it will stop turning, and that's how you'll know it's full. But because I'm using red, and I may not want to use a ton of red on a ton of cards, I'm just going to wind the bobbin maybe a third of the way. That'll be enough to get through quite a few cards, but then if I want to unwind it and change the color, it won't take forever. So, here we go. And that's plenty of thread for the project that I'm going to do. So I'm going to just pop it back over to the left, pull it off, trim it, and that bobbin is ready to be placed in the machine, and the spool of thread is ready to be threaded through the machine. For the next step, we're going to insert the bobbin in the bobbin holder. And that's what you're looking at right here. This is the bobbin holder. We're going to remove the plate. And remember, in the beginning of this video, I told you that this machine came with two bobbins. It actually comes with three. So I'm going to pull out the one that was actually down here in the machine. That's where you'll find your third empty bobbin. Now you want to make sure that your bobbin is positioned so that the thread is coming off on this side, just like that. And then you're going to drop the bobbin into the bobbin holder, and we're going to zoom in a little bit so that you can see that. I'm just going to place the bobbin in there. And now, if you see I'm using a paper piercer as a pointer, there's a little notch right here. You see that little notch? What you're going to do with that is you're going to push your thread through there, through that little notch, and then pull it over. So now you've actually inserted the bobbin correctly, and now you can replace the plate on top, like that. You're looking at the Janome Sew Mini sewing machine from the front view, and we're going to begin to thread the machine now. And remember, when using your spool of thread, you want the thread to be coming clockwise off of the spool, which means that the thread is coming over the top of the spool. And then you're going to put it onto the spool threader, the spool holder, right there on the back of the machine. And then the next step is you're going to slip the thread under the thread guide, and that goes right under there like that. You see that? You're not going to use this slit at all for anything. It just goes right under. Okay. And now we're going to go close up here. And the next step is we're going to go around this guide plate. Now this is your guide plate here, and this is your take-up lever. Now if you don't see your take-up lever, all you have to do is turn the wheel on the side until it pops up, and just pop it right up. So you're going to go around the right side of the guide plate and then come up the left side of the guide plate, and then you're going to thread through the loop of the take-up lever. There you go, like that. Now you can tuck that thread back into that little slot there, and now we're going to work on the needle area. Now you're looking at a side view of the presser foot area and the needle bar thread guide. So you're going to take that thread and you want to slip it through the needle bar thread guide like that, and then you're going to thread the needle like that. Now that your needle is threaded, we're going to bring up the bobbin thread. The final step in threading the machine is to pull this bobbin thread down here through this hole here in the machine. And the way you do that is you're going to use the thread from your needle to make a loop, and then it'll pull right up. There's a wheel on the side of your machine, and all you want to do is turn the wheel toward you, one full turn. And then when you do that, then you can pull on your needle thread and watch it make a loop. I'm going to place the machine back so you can see the loop come right up. See that loop? Came right up. And now you can just take something and you can just pull it right through, just like that. And now you've got the thread coming out of the right spot from underneath. And now you are ready to sew.